Hi, you guys. So I wanted to come back and to touch on this conversation that was started online on one of the blogs. I didn't see Twitter really say much about it. I think I had to remind myself that when you're talking the neighborhood talk and the shade room and probably a couple other um, social media blogs, I have to remember that the crowd, the majority of them, are not all, but most of the people on there are fairly young. And so when I say that, I mean 20 something crowd. And so, yeah, I think it is probably easy to look at that Little Kim, Faith Evans situation a certain way when you really were not there, and to not really have all the details of it, of the situation. And then when you are, in fact, that age and right now, because you're going to see things a certain way in the way they may have felt back then, right? Because they were in that age group at that time, and so I get it. I get it. I really do. Why some people would make that a thing because it shouldn't be a thing at this point. Both of these women are have definitely moved on beyond whatever happened back in the '90s between them, and they should have moved on anyway, right? As grown women, you shouldn't still be holding on to something like that. And I'm not saying people have to like each other because if you don't like somebody, you don't. That just is what it is. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that it's not something to hold on to where you feel like you have to sit out here and go online and constantly attack someone, right? But people on, I think I said the shade room in the other video, but it was actually neighborhood talk. Someone posted, and then the neighborhood talk reposted the comment where they said, Little Kim, I guess she thinks she's doing main, wifey things or whatever however they worded it. It's somewhere in this video. Um, she's doing wifey things when she was a side piece, or however they put it. It was just rude all the way around. Anyway, um, considering whoever was saying this probably did not understand the situation, the life, that what was really going on at that time between Little Kim and Biggie. And the common denominator between Biggie and all these women is him. Okay, so we're not gonna place blame on these women when each relationship, because there was even somebody recently who came out saying that she was having a relationship with him as well, and for whatever reason I can't remember that person, but I wanted to play the clip of Lil Kim at the 50th birthday party. And it is really quick, but I'll come back after I play this.
Back together again. Shout out to my sister, Faith Evans.
Yeah! Yeah!
She couldn't be here, but she sent her love. And we missing you right now.
So yeah, they had already said that they have moved past all of this, and I even think they were out on tour together. I think they were on that Bad Boy tour together as well, right? Um, Yeah, I think Little Kim and Foxy, I mean Foxy. Well, I want to see the Little Kim and Foxy verses. But Little Kim and Faith Evans, I believe they were on tour together. So I don't know why people would try to create a thing out of something that's not a thing anymore. But I had to remind myself, okay, we're talking about some young people that's trying to understand, I guess, what happened between these women. But I just wanted to say this, and I'm not defending Little Kim. And like I said, the common denominator in all of that is Biggie. He was the one who had relationships with all these people. And if he didn't want to have a relationship with Kim, he would not have been continuing to see her. If he didn't want to have a relationship with Faith, he would not have married her, would not have continued to see her, and whoever else was dating him at that time. Um, and somebody on Twitter made the point that I wanted to make as well, is that people need to be mindful that all these people were really young. That's first of all, that's foremost. And, they were very young. I forget exactly how young Kim said she was when she met Biggie. They met in their neighborhood or what have you, right? I believe that's how the story goes. I'm trying to remember how the story goes. And so this is what I wanted to say, and this is why I wanted to put this video out here, is that people need to be mindful that Biggie was not just a boyfriend for Little Kim. This was her childhood friend. This was also her mentor. Okay, she is the reason that there is a Little Kim. So let's remember that. That is why she's celebrating him. It's beyond whatever the physical was or whatever was going on between them. And so I think that as adults, we get that. Maybe when you're still really young, you don't understand that. You can't place, you don't really understand the value in saying that, because he did not have to go into hip hop and help nobody. He could have just went in there on his own, right? And yeah, people back in the day, they got a little different energy than the folks out here today. And so it's that part too. He did not have to try to bring his friends in. And mind you, he was just going into the entertainment industry at that time himself, just like Tupac with Outlaws and all the people that he tried to hook up after, so obviously Digital Underground looked out for him. So that was just the way people, the mindset, like, let's all eat off of this, right? Obviously, people don't think like that today, and that's what it is, okay? So I get that, and I get that people are just young and they just, want to be childish with that whole situation. I think people do need to stay mindful about that. She's not just celebrating somebody that she may have, had feelings for, but she's also celebrating somebody that she was close to without the physical, and he was her mentor, right? He was somebody who looked out for her. She is going to show that gratitude to that person as anyone would. So anyway, yeah, I just thought it was tacky. At first, I was about to jump in the comments, and I said, let me just stay out of that. But then I saw some other people addressing it, because people were saying, oh, she trying to give wifey energy, and she was the side. She technically wasn't a side chick because she was already with Biggie before Faith. Faith came into the situation because she was signed to Bad Boy. She did not know the relationship between Biggie and Little Kim. So you cannot fault Faith for that. You cannot fault Little Kim for what Biggie walked off to go do, right? At the same time as well. And with her being so young, her finding herself, having to, build up her own, what she's going to tolerate, what she's not, having that all out there for her to have to deal with it. Then it's, being played out in the public. Nobody can really say how they would handle that situation. And you're like, you still have teen attached to your age. Okay. So, I mean, let's be mindful of that, and that they were very young when all of this stuff was starting up and, going on. And he was in his early 20s, even when he passed away. So let's not. But yeah, that's just how I feel about it. I feel like Little Kim was already in whatever emotional attachment she had to him. It was already there. Like, if he really wanted to step away from whatever they had going on, he should have done that. If he had that level of respect for this marriage that he went into. And I think is that part that probably, when Faith was seeing the whole situation with Little Kim play out, she could not accept, right? And her energy was pushed towards Lil Kim, and it really should have been pushed towards him. And that's how I feel about that. And then, I think once the whole Charlie Baltimore thing came into play, then it just became a circus at that point, right? It's like, okay, this guy don't respect none of these women. So, because that situation went public, and then, like I said, there's yet someone else who was just out here saying that she was in a relationship with Biggie as well, and I forget who it was now. And so, yeah, you have to really take all of that for what it was at that time, and not just feel like Little Kim was overstepping something, because she really wasn't. And I think there is a clip that's out here in a recent interview as well, where Faith talked about catching Little Kim and Biggie in a hotel or something together. I don't, you have to be over a certain age probably to remember that situation when it played out in real time. But they both have talked about this in interviews and books. And Faith was just talking. She wasn't just talking, but she was talking to Wendy about that on Wendy's show, and she was saying that she went to the hotel and Little Kim was there, and that's kind of when they got into it. Um, but you guys get what I'm saying? Like, if he was already married to Faith and he was still seeing Little Kim, and then not to mention Little Kim was his artist, so when they're on the road doing shows, Little Kim was going to be there anyway. Um, everything that was going on with Junior Mafia wasn't necessarily happening for everyone on Bad Boy. They could get booked for their own shows, right? I'm speaking of Junior Mafia and Little Kim, and then Little Kim was getting ready to get introduced as a solo artist. And so her involvement with Biggie was going to be there because of their work relationship. So that's something that Faith had to either accept or she had to walk away. And she says it even in an interview. I had to, come to grips with that and decide to leave that situation because she knows, if he's going to continue to do this, then only he could stop doing whatever it is that he's doing, right? She can't stop him from doing any things. And then to keep herself from going, catching a case, I'll just word it that way. Like, you kind of have to decide, is this worth it for me to be in this situation? And as the record reflects, they were in the process of getting a divorce anyway when he was when he passed left. So I don't want to use certain words in this video, sorry you guys, because they already dinging me up. um so they technically were not in the marriage that y'all trying to paint that as, number one. So Little Kim is not out here trying to step on anybody's toes by anything. Like I said, he was not just a boyfriend to her. Um, so that's how I take it. Like, she's honoring him, out of the gratitude of him looking out for her, out of the fact that this was a childhood friend. So that's also going to bring all kind of memories and things, that's going to play into how she feels about him. Um, because they knew each other before they were Biggie and Little Kim, right? So yeah, I just challenge people to take those things into consideration before they try to start stuff. Now, obviously, all of this is going to get fueled by the fact that Faith Evans was not there at the event. And as you can hear, Lil Kim did announce that she, wasn't there. But she didn't want people to take that and run with that in a weird way because people, of course, they were going to do that. Um, well, some people feel like, I was reading some comments, people felt like it was important for Faith to be there because it was his 50th. But like I said, people have to remember Faith and Biggie were in the process of they were separated and in the process of a divorce, of getting a divorce. So even though they were still married, their relationship wasn't on that marriage page the way people were trying to paint that. So I think that that's just people trying to stir the pot with that situation between Little Kim and Faith Evans, and they've already addressed it and said that they both have moved past it. Um, you know, I don't see the issue with Little Kim honoring him at all, to be honest. Like I said, because of the levels of relationships that they had, it wasn't just a physical or a romantic relationship. So, but that's my opinion. You guys can let me know how you feel about this situation. And I don't think that Faith wasn't there for some weird reason or whatever it is people were trying to say. We never know why she wasn't there. She could have been there for some other reason. She is a mother. She is in a marriage with Stevie. So it could have been anything that made her not have, the time to go and participate in that. And maybe she was planning on doing something on her own. Um, I don't know. But yeah, I didn't feel any type of way about her not being there personally. But you guys can let me know how you feel about the situation in the comments. Um, do you think I feel like the kids on on Neighborhood Talk was just kind of trying to stir the pot with that. And then like I said, maybe with them not really truly understanding this the situation, and like I said, how Biggie and Faith Evans relationship was towards the end. Like they were not technically not together, and it was all this conversation about Baltimore going on top of everything else, the whole Tupac situation, right? Tupac dropped the song, and so it was already a lot going on before his demise. So yeah, people need to stay mindful about that. I'm not saying that she still doesn't have a certain level of love and appreciation for him. And I'm speaking of faith. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying I don't think she was looking at Little Kim hosting this event the way other people are looking at it, right? Because she understands that Little Kim was also his childhood friend, a childhood friend, and his artist. And so all of that stuff would give her the right to host an event for him, right? To me, that's my opinion. You guys can let me know how you feel about it in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Got 2 shows tonight, then I got to jump in the car and drive to Philly and do another show tonight. It's the life of an entertainer. It's work. Too much work, and I need a blunt. Can I get a blunt? Can a black man throw a blunt this way? Can I live? Can I live? Sure. Anybody? I just want to see it.